two-phase material. It is a two-phase material. So understanding is very important. It is a two-phase material. Now I have to worry about metal matrix. So one definitely majority is metal, no doubt about it. But what is my reinforcements? Because I am using a very novel process. So therefore I should really know the definition of a composite. So what are my reinforcements? My reinforcements can be in the form of a fiber. It can be in the form of the short fiber. It can be in the form of a powder. It can be, correct, in the form of a whisker, right? So all the properties depend on what is called as an aspect ratio. Very important. And what are the traditional methods that were followed for all these things? Traditionally we are looking at the first very important step was just mix the powder, right? Like what they do in Kennametal and all for cutting tools, right? So they're very simple. All you do is just mix the powders, blend, do the sintering. Why I am going back to that is this laser sintering is similar to sintering. So I need to understand the metallurgical aspects of processing my metal metals composites using a powder method. So what I do is I am only thing is I am trying to go for compaction before sintering. Here there is no sintering. It is all loose powder. So the technology is quite different, but nevertheless I have to use the powder. I have to use the powders. So when you are looking at powders, the cost, the economics aspect is something which is beyond your control. That is a major challenge. So today I am going to talk on a case study where we were able to reduce the cost, right? In a place like CMTI. I think all of you, whatever I show the photographs, everything, the work done was also at CMTI. Because one of the research scientists there was one of my PhD students. So that is the work what I am doing. So now understand that. So I was talking about this two-phase material. Now whatever that is one technology. But heat is there. Please understand, heat is there. That is during powder metallurgy also you have to heat. So heating and cooling. I forgot. Heating, cooling cycle is there. Now come to the other very popular method, that is called stir casting. So you have the molten metal and you have the reinforcement added into the molten metal. That is a well established process. Here again what is happening? Again heating, cooling. Why? Because molten metal very high temperature and your ceramics or whatever it is all maybe preheated, whatever it is, but still there is a heat transfer. Now I come to this one. There is a heat transfer. Got it? So, second. Now there is something called as diffusion bonding. I think all of you know, right? Diffusion bonding. So there again is pressure and temperature again. I've got a fiber, I've got a different layer, sheet metal. But all said and done, there again there is a heat transfer. Correct? And heating and cooling. Now why this is important? And if you look at spraying, for example, I want to do this spraying. What do I do the spraying? Again, it will be in the form of a wire. It becomes a wire spraying. That wire can be what? It can have your metal and any ceramic powder, whatever it is. Or I can use both the powder form, right? And then push through the nozzle. That is called spraying. That is called high velocity oxy-fuel spraying. Even then, also there is a heating and cooling. Correct? So in all the processes, I repeat, in all the processes that are already existing, there is a heating and cooling. So this here also, cooling and heating is there very much there. Now why I am focusing on this heating, cooling, heating, cooling? Now, look at aluminium. I'll just give you a simple example. Look at graphite. Okay, so commonly used aluminium graphite. So anybody wants to get into wire, right? Aluminium, graphite, thin wire you want to draw for electric purposes or silicon. So what is happening there is going to be oxidation. There is going to be chemical reaction. Why all this chemical reaction will occur? Because of the temperature.